I would just like to preface this video by saying that a person can do with their YouTube channel whatever they like, as long as it follows YouTube guidelines, of course. But whenever something big and dramatic happens, a natural disaster, a terrorist attack, a celebrity death, it feels like a lot of people make videos in order to cash in on those views. I understand that it's news and that news should be in everyone's ear. Everyone should know about the big thing that happened, but I feel like when somebody who doesn't normally cover that sort of information covers it in a YouTube video, it just sort of rubs me the wrong way for some reason. And once again, I noticed this happening very recently with the passing of David Bowie and Alan Rickman. For most of us, celebrity deaths are a big deal, especially if they're celebrities that we've been following for years. They've had an impact on part of our lives. We watch them on TV, on our computers. They've been in our living rooms. We feel like we know them. Some of us incorporate them almost as much as they're actually family members, but you know, most of us realize that they're not, for obvious reasons, because they're not family members. And for someone like me who grew up with the Harry Potter series, who watched Dogma all throughout high school over and over on repeat and quoted it with my friends, the passing of Alan Rickman really hurt. But I didn't make a video talking about Alan Rickman's death. I didn't make a video talking about David Bowie's death. But so many YouTubers have been recently covering celebrity deaths when their channel doesn't really have anything to do about celebrities or Harry Potter or anything about David Bowie. It's strange when they do one sort of content and then when a thing happens that they know that they will get a lot of views for, they make a video about that thing in order to get views. Is that wrong? Is that okay? Now, if you have a YouTube channel that posts a lot about Harry Potter or general nerdy things, posting a heartfelt video about the passing of Alan Rickman makes sense. If your YouTube channel is more like a news channel and you cover topical news stories, then celebrity deaths are in your wheelhouse. And I don't want to come off as the guy that says you're allowed to talk about that and you're not allowed to talk about that, because I'm not like that. I feel like anybody should talk about whatever they want. I'm just wondering if people are doing it for certain reasons instead of other reasons, and that's another reason why I don't know how to feel about this, because I don't believe that anything on YouTube should be, you know, within reason. I don't think that it should be censored, and so you could talk about whatever you want. You could post a video, like I could literally be talking about rainbow koalas right now if I wanted to. But I'm not, but I did, but let's move on. But I've seen so many channels that just hash out a video where they say, Alan Rickman died, he died of cancer, A, B, C, D, post the video online, rack in the views. And people are searching for that sort of thing because they need to know more. They're trying to cope with the fact that Alan Rickman had passed and that it's a big deal for them. I'm confused on how I feel about people just throwing up a video where they're like, this is going to get so many views, ha ha ha. And part of me thinks that maybe they're not cashing in on the views, that they just wanted to make a video giving out information about a thing that happened, that they wanted to sort of be a trusted news source or something. But the possible exploitation of celebrity deaths just, of course, does not stop with YouTube. They're making another Labyrinth movie. It was just green-lit. And that's another thing that I don't know how I should feel about. Like, were they waiting for David Bowie to pass before they were like, yep, new Labyrinth movie, get a new Goblin King in here, stat? Or were they just putting this in motion with the possible idea of having David Bowie come back, maybe do a sequel or a complete new reboot, and then he passed away, and so they're like, oh no, we need to find a new Goblin King? Or it just seems so immediate. David Bowie died 2 weeks ago, and they greenlit another Labyrinth movie. Everybody's talking about David Bowie, let's throw in a Labyrinth movie and get the buzz going still. I want to know what you guys think about this, because I have no idea how to think about any of this. Do you think that it's pure exploitation? Do you think that people don't mean to exploit it, but they just sort of fall into talking about it or doing things like, you know, a new Labyrinth movie just so happens that he died 2 weeks ago? Let me know in the comments down below what you feel about all of this, or if you just don't care. Speaking of not caring, there are people that I see on my Facebook newsfeed, and I'm sure you see them all the time too, that they've never talked about liking David Bowie. This happens with musical artists all the time, that they never talked about liking this musical artist or appreciating this musical artist or whatever, and then the musical artist passes away and they're like, oh my gosh, he was one of my favorites. I don't know how seriously I should take you, because I've never heard you talk about him before, and I will not claim to be a huge David Bowie fan. Some of his songs I love, and a lot of the things that he did for pop culture and for humanity, I I adore, but I'm not one of his biggest music fans. I won't claim to be, but there are people that do. They claim to be like one of his biggest fans. Like, oh, I was hoping to see him at some point during a tour. Well, then why didn't you? Finances? Or he was just never in your area? Or what? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about any of this, because I know this video was rather scatterbrained, but I went into this with no script, just rambling about my feelings and junk, so yep, that's it. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me later.